Welcome to this tutorial on advanced searching in CINAHL. At this point, you should already know the basics of CINAHL. In this video, you're going to learn how to use advanced search techniques to do more precise searches in CINAHL, and also how to distinguish between article types once you find them. I'm Melissa Gold. I'm the science librarian. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. For this tutorial, we're going to return to a search that we previously used that was about cross-cultural theory within nursing. This tutorial is really going to cover three main techniques to do more precise searches. So the first one we alluded to a little bit in the previous video. We talked about adding search terms to narrow down your search. We already started to do that by adding the idea of cross-cultural theory and Japan. And after we did that, our search yielded about 3,000 results. We still want to get it down to a couple hundred. So there's a couple other ways that we can adjust our search query to do that. So we've added search terms, but we can also change where we're searching for those terms. Right now, the default for search is that it's searching for these terms within the whole article. So it might find cross in one place, cultural in another. Theory might only be mentioned in the work cited, for example. But if we change this drop-down box to the right that says all fields, we can change it to tell the database to search for these terms in specific areas. So, for example, if I really wanted to make sure that this article was about the idea of cross-cultural theory, I could change this field to search just the spot in the abstract, because we know that an abstract is a summary of an article. So if that term is mentioned in the summary, then that article is probably really about that topic. Another thing we can do is put that term in quotes. And what this does is it searches for that term as a phrase rather than just those words individually throughout the article. So this way it's going to find cross-cultural as a phrase with those terms together. So if we click search now, we're down to only 118 results, which is really good. It may sound like a lot, but it doesn't take a lot of time to look through around 100, couple hundred titles and abstracts. If you did want to refine this search a little further or use a few more filters, if we click back on the advanced search option right under the search box, then we'll find a few more filter options that maybe we didn't previously use. If you scroll down a bit, you'll see a list of a lot of different check boxes, and those give you even more options to refine your search. One thing that you can do is you can click peer reviewed. If you don't know what peer reviewed is, all it means is that those articles were reviewed by other peers in the field or other experts. So nursing professors, nursing experts, people in the field wrote these articles and they were reviewed by other experts in their particular field. And that helps to verify the information. They would provide comments on the article, whether their methods were sound, whether the results seemed logical, even some of the writing. So those peers would give feedback and commentary to make that article even better. So peer reviewed is kind of one of the standards in academic research. So you might want to click on that. You could also look at specific research articles. Some of your classes may discuss that you need a research article as opposed to a review article. If you don't know what that is, I recommend a quick Google search and you'll see you get some information on research articles, review articles. Now you get an AI overview that looks pretty good, but if you want to find maybe a more reliable source, you can look for a library source. And you'll see this LibGuide sort of talks about the difference between a research and review article. All the difference really is that research is a primary source. So think of it as the first source where an author reports the research and the results of the research that they actually did. The author did the research. It can use kind of all sorts of different methods, but they report the results of their original research, and that's in a primary source or a research article. A review article does just that. It reviews other articles. It's a secondary source because it's the second sort of distance from the person. So they're reviewing a bunch of other articles, a bunch of other primary sources, and sort of summarizing them. It does not report on original research that they actually did themselves. So going back to our advanced search option, options. Let's say we do want research articles for this. There's also notice an evidence-based practice article option. You can choose certain populations or geography. So if you wanted only articles that dealt with females or males, if you wanted certain age groups, these are all possibilities. We're going to click on search. And we're down to 84. So that's a really good result set to work with. If you ever want to review what searches you have done, that option is available on the left under My Dashboard where it says searches, and it'll show you kind of all the different searches that you've gone through. I'm going to mention one more thing, and there's a video that goes more into detail about this, but another thing you can do is citation chasing to find more results related to your topic. In CINAHL, there may be in the future links below the article information that say cited by or times cited in this database, which will link you to the articles that actually cite the particular article you're looking at or that are cited by that article. But a way you can do that is if you were interested in this article, you look at the work cited, you could pick out titles and you could just search for that title back up here in that search bar and find those articles by looking at the reference list. For more about citation chasing, see the other video in the nursing video list or on our YouTube channel. One last thing to point out is these subject headings that are used. These might give you ideas of other subject terms to add in your search. We're going to talk more about how to really effectively use subject headings in another video, but I just wanted to point them out here so you could take a look. In this video, I hope you learned some advanced search techniques, especially how to use the advanced search options in CINAHL to perform more precise searches. We talked about peer-reviewed articles and the difference between review articles and research articles. Please, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Check out our YouTube channel or the nursing list of videos for more information.